Hey, my name's Logan. I wanted to start a new racing series called Stuff I Wish I Knew, and it's to try and help the newer racer, somebody who's never really been around the sport or doesn't have a mentor to really kind of show them what to do as they're getting in to racing. So we're just going to kind of cover different basic things every week or every 2 weeks on getting started, starting from getting a car all the way up to what you should be doing on race day. When I started, I didn't really have anyone to help me, anyone experienced anyway, so I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money doing the wrong things. So I just want to kind of help the next person to prevent them from doing that. So if you're getting into racing, the first thing you need to do is you need a car, obviously. So we need to figure out what kind of platform you're going to run. You need to check the rules at your local track or wherever you plan on running every week. If they allow VVT, variable valve timing, you want a VTEC. Get on Facebook and check out SCDRA. It's like the pro series for our class. All those guys run a VTEC, and there's a good reason why. It's because it's the best out there. It makes the most power. If your track or your rules do not allow variable valve timing, you want an Ecotech, a 2.2 Ecotech, a Cavalier, a Sunfire, a Cobalt, a G5. Many of those should have the 2.2 in it. Now there's other things you do to the VTEC and to the Ecotech, obviously, as you start building it. But really in your first year, you really don't need to do anything like that. Just put it in stock and run it, get some seat time. And once you get used to it, you learn how to drive the car first, and then you can look at doing some upgrades. But as this series goes on, we'll follow some of those things you should do for upgrades when you start getting into that. So you figured out what rules your local track has. Now it's time to actually get the car. So if you're going to buy a race-ready car, it's kind of like buying a used car. Obviously, you want to check and make sure, it doesn't have any rust, it's not leaking stuff, it sounds good when it's running, just the normal things. But all those things check out. You also need to really take a look at the cage. You need to look at the welds on it. It's probably the most important thing. So I'll show you guys what a bad weld looks like. Okay, that's a really terrible bad weld. We're getting ready to cut this out and fix this. You don't want it to be all clumpy and splotchy like that, with some of the wires still showing. This is a good weld here. Everything is complete. Looks like looks like it was supposed to be like that. All filled in all the way around. That one too. So that's what a good weld looks like. And that's what a bad weld looks like. Okay. So now if you decide you're gonna build your own car and you're gonna strip it down, you wanna do everything yourself, that's probably the best way. That way everything is right and you kind of get familiar with the car, where the weak points are, things like that. But if you think you know how to weld, you probably don't know how to weld good enough for a cage. Spend a little money, take it to somebody that knows what they're doing. You don't want to mess around with the weld breaking, flying through the air wondering if you did a good job welding that bar in or not. It's not the time to be thinking about that. So that's kind of it for the first video. Probably every week, maybe every 2 weeks, we'll cover something new. Suspension, tires, just that kind of thing. So we'll see you on the next one.